Every morning the world starts quietly, one soft light at a time. Homes flicker awake, shops open. People take those first small steps into a brand new day. And in all of that ordinary movement, there's something kind of extraordinary. A moment worth noticing, a spark you feel before you even name it. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's small, but kindness shows up right on time. And every morning we choose to show up with you so we can look for that spark together.
Good morning. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising. Let's rise together.
Good morning, friends, and welcome back into the Fox Den. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising. Today, we are talking about everyday creativity, the tiny sparks that make life just a little more interesting. And yes, I'm rewinding to Mr. Bob Ross later, because nothing says creative confidence like turning a giant mistake into a happy little tree. But before that, I saw a headline this week that made me put my coffee down. Not really. It's right here. A man who drank 8 energy drinks a day and ended up having a stroke. 8 energy drinks a day. That's insane. I don't even drink 8 glasses of water a day. I probably should, but that's beside the point. We're going to talk about that energy drink situation. It's pretty wild to remember, though, that our tiniest habits, good or questionable, they add up fast. So today we're exploring how those small choices shape our momentum, sometimes into art, sometimes into chaos. But let's get into it.
This is Kindness Rising.
Yep, today we are talking about creativity. Welcome to Kindness Rising. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and I come here every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. to help you get up and get after it. Absolutely. Welcome in Mike Sullivan, future life coach. Yes, Mike, thank you so much for joining us every day. Every day. I hope things are going well there and you are taking action on those ideas that you have had. I know you have some questions about things, but I am just saying take some action today. Tiny steps. That's it. That's it. We are talking about tiny steps. Introduce yourself right there in the chat. Get involved. That's what we're doing here. We're building a community. Okay, now we're coming in. Fabian Salgado. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, and Rose Ann Roof. Love the new look. Oh, my hat? Are you talking about the hat? I went with the hat instead of the bandana today. We just, because you and I talked about the hat. This hat is actually awesome. It's super comfortable. I'm not trying to sell my hat to anybody too hard, but it's a pretty awesome hat. Pretty cool design too. Definitely a confidence starter. Stephanie Vincent, thank you very much for liking my hat. If you'll just hold 1 second, I meant to have this all ready for you. I'll show you where you can get one of your very own for sure. Help support the show. Buy some merch. Tell people about it. There's my link. There's my link. Welcome. Thank you. And that's the key. Fabian Salgado is the sub. I appreciate if you are interested in buying some merch, but really what I like is the sub and that you come here every day and that you get something out of the show, not just noise, not just ranting and raving about what's going on in the world, but maybe a little bit of conversation right here in Kindness Rising in the chat. We talk about things like positivity, like getting up and getting after it, like kindness, balance, action, the things that make for a great life in what I have found to be important through my journey. Absolutely. And I know you do too. So welcome Welcome into Kindness Rising. And today's topic is creativity. It's a magical force. Sorry, got distracted for just a second. It's a magical force, actually. But we think that magic force only exists in certain people. That's not true. It exists in you. It exists in me. And it is more like personal growth than anything else. It starts quietly. It feels awkward, and it often looks unimpressive in the moment. But every little doodle you make, I'm going to test this idea. I'm going to try this. Bentley, thank you so much for the sub. Come on back, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, live on YouTube and on LinkedIn every weekday morning as part of the Mornings in the Lab network. And I suggest you also get on over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, because they will help you get up and keep the day rolling with some high energy starting at 8 o'clock this morning on our network, the Mornings in the Lab network. Thank you so much, so much. Appreciate you. So we're talking about creativity, small doodles, little things. I am using my creativity right here on Kindness Rising, because some of your best ideas might start as complete nonsense. Complete nonsense. That's the point. Creativity gets stronger every time you give yourself permission to explore. Welcome to Kindness Rising. And for those of you who haven't met him, let me introduce you to
our... won't wake up. Sensei Whiskers will wake it for you. Whoa. Boom. Sunrise unlocked. Yes. Come kickstart your magical mornings.
That is Sensei Whiskers. He'll be coming back later in the show with his take on what it is we are talking about today, including creativity, taking small steps, tiny actions. What are you taking? What are the small steps that you are taking today to light your own creativity? Mine starts every day, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. When you go live, there's nothing more creative than going live, because it is real. It is in the moment, and it shows you what you can do. It lights an energy in you, and lots of creative tools out there for helping you go live, and we know how to use them in the Mornings in the Lab, in the Mornings in the Lab network, and we can show you how. Don't let that be your barrier to going live. Whoa, Bentley. I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking at. Is that a maze? It's amazing. It's pretty cool. Not sure what's happening there. Okay, very good. But the other thing here on Kindness Rising, for those of you who haven't joined us before, and even those who come back every day, like Mike Sullivan, like Roseanne, and others who you will see here in the chat, Stephanie Vincent, I hope you will continue to come back and learn about multiplying kindness and unlocking growth for good people doing good work. That's what our mission is here on Kindness Rising, and we always spotlight an organization that is aligned with our topic, and this organization understands creativity the same way we do. It's not one-time lightning bolt. It's something that grows through tiny, repeated actions and repeated sparks. And I'm talking about an organization called PS Arts. It's a nonprofit bringing high-quality arts education into public schools that simply don't have the funding for it. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to those dollars for art. Support local arts in your community. When children are given even the smallest creative opportunities, a chance to draw, to dance, to find exercise, a chance to act out a character in theater, it builds their confidence, their emotional expression, and their curiosity. layer by layer. And those micro moments of creativity become the foundation of their problem solving and their communication and their belief in themselves. That's why arts education is so important. So I hope you'll support organizations like PS Arts and those that are in your community to help children grow and take those skills into the future with them. The arts are an amazing way to develop children, develop people into whole people. We talk about athletics a lot too, but the arts are as, if not more important than supporting athletics. So check out PS Arts. Check out PS Arts for sure. Okay. I lost something. I'm okay. Give this a shot.
Mornings feel upside down, but with a little magic and a wise cat, you can turn anything into a sunrise. Float into your day with us. Kindness Rising.
I've been talking and not on stage. Have you been hearing me? I don't know. Sometimes I just get a little confused. Anyway, hey, everybody out there. You know Bob Ross? Of course, you know Bob Ross, that curly haired, peaceful painter of PBS. So let's rewind. And when we think of Bob Ross, we think of that calm voice, the happy little accidents. But what made him so special wasn't perfect painting, it was his ability to turn his mistakes into momentum. And here's some cool things about Bob Ross that shows why he was so awesome. Did you know that he painted 3 versions of every painting? Every painting. One before the filming, one during the show, and one after. So every mistake he made on camera, he already knew he could turn it into something beautiful. He rarely cleaned his brushes, not because he didn't care, but because beating them dry made that iconic thwack, 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 you know that sound he makes? He said it helped people relax. I actually like that sound, the beating of the brush. Okay, that just got kooky for a second. All right. Here's an interesting one because it relates to me too. Mom, shut your ears if you don't want to relive some trauma here. He was missing part of a finger. He was missing part of a finger from a childhood carpentry accident, but he never mentioned it. And he focused on what he could create, not what he lost. And I too am missing part of a finger from a childhood accident. And so was Jerry Garcia of the Grateful Dead. So, taking off a little chunk of a digit, it shouldn't stop your creativity from blossoming every day like we do here on Kindness Rising. And my last favorite part about Bob Ross, for sure, was the squirrel. The squirrel that he adopted, and he would show videos of this squirrel. He didn't adopt it like, oh, I feed the little squirrel in my backyard. He actually took it in as a pet. Yep, Peapod. Absolutely ridiculous. Peapod was his squirrel's name. Absolutely, absolutely. And the squirrel was sometimes just sitting right there in his pocket while he was painting. Chilling with a squirrel was Bob Ross. He was some character, but what an amazing talent and what a gift he gave to the world when he went live and or recorded in his studio. Absolutely. I'm having a little sip of my coffee while we continue to get after it. Holroyd, good morning. Good morning. So glad you are here, Adam. Welcome in from the Great White North up there. How are things going? I appreciate that you stop in just about every day. I hope that you're on a long train running or whatever. I don't know. Tried to come up with the train thing. I know you're a train guy, Holroyd, and I appreciate that you come here every day to Kindness Rising and add a little something to the group and to the chat. Absolutely. All right, we were talking about Bob Ross. Anybody got any good Bob Ross stories, comments, thought? Negative 21, dude. Holroyd, 21. Ouch. Ouch. It was like -3 here the other day, and that was cold. Man, that is cold for sure. For sure. Stay warm. Hope you have something warm to somewhere warm to be, for sure. For sure. Hanging out with us here on Kindness Rising. All right. So anyway, nobody's got anything about Bob Ross, huh? Well, I know I enjoy Bob Ross, the music, the happy fan brushes, the little trees, certainly an inspiring and relaxing way. There are times when I have used Bob Ross as a chill, meditative kind of just veg out and watch it. You don't have to think about anything, just amazed at what he's doing. Um, I've seen I don't know if it was part of his show, maybe a segment on the show, or if I saw a documentary. I don't remember. But what was pretty cool was he went out and he showed us some of, hey, Rocky Road, welcome in, appreciate you. He showed photographs that he took that were inspirations for some of his paintings. Most of it came from his imagination, but of course it came from, he didn't just sit there and try to replicate every single detail, but he used those photographs as inspiration from one art into another. Absolutely. Bentley, nice. You and Iraqi Road acquainted, maybe? That would be cool. If you happened into each other, hanging out. Rocky Road, thanks for subbing. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right. So how about that big energy? Oh, nutsy. All right. Bob Ross. You guys remember Bob Ross, right? We were talking about him. Sensei Whiskers and I had a little dream.
Even the smallest creative spark can build momentum.
One happy little paw print. One masterpiece.
Wow, was that a hallucination or what? That is something. My inspiration of Bob Ross. Great. Frank Seeds, welcome in. I am glad you are here at Kindness Rising. I'm Matt Roof. I show up here every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern on Kindness Rising. We're building a community of people who want to get up with positivity, with energy, with a little bit of hope, with not a bunch of rage and noise, but rather focus on interesting things, expanding our horizons, all those things that make life just a little bit more energetic, exciting, and worth living. And we're talking about big energy, big energy, big energy. Holy moly. Today, we're talking about a choice many of us make so reflexively, we hardly thinking about it, and how those tiny everyday choices can add up in ways we don't see until the moment of crisis. And here is what I'm talking about: warnings, serious warnings of cardiovascular risk associated with daily high consumption of energy drinks. As a matter of fact, in a recent case, this is what triggered the story. A seemingly fit man in his 50s. He suffered a stroke and long-term nerve damage after consuming as many as 8 energy drinks every day. His blood pressure skyrocketing, and only after he stopped drinking them did his blood pressure normalize. Research shows that energy drinks can temporarily raise blood pressure, speed up heart rate, and put stress on the cardiovascular system. While an occasional drink might be fine, right? It's fine. Anything in moderation is fine. Making them a daily habit, and 8 a day, that is a recipe for some serious pressure on your body over time. And it doesn't matter because it may make us feel right. It does matter. It matters because, just like what we're talking about, it may make us feel right in the moment, alert, upbeat, and productive. But what it's doing behind the scenes is slowly, step by step, ruining us, right? Ruining our body, unseen accumulation of gunk and of cardiac problems that all of a sudden show up in a stroke. No, it didn't happen all of a sudden. Nothing happens all of a sudden. Nothing happens all of a sudden. So look for those signs. One of the ways to eliminate crazy behaviors like 8 energy drinks in a day. That's an opinion of mine. I think it's true. I can't stand the stuff. All right, now we're going to go into, first I'll ask the question. Is the quick energy you're chasing worth the long-term cost? That's the question. Is the quick energy you are chasing worth the long-term cost, or can you build a healthier momentum with choices that support your whole life, not just your next email or your to-do list? Sometimes we chase after that jolt, but over time that is definitely eroding our ability to perform, our faculties, and our ability to show up every day. Joel Rizzo in the house. Thank you, Joel. I appreciate you for showing up, sharing some smiles with us too, because we are here and we are happy to be here, sharing our gifts, help people to go after their dreams. That's from a wise woman in the chat. Absolutely. That's what I'm trying to do. It starts with this: multiplying kindness and unlocking growth for good people doing good work. That's it. One sentence, what I'm doing here on Kindness Rising. And by joining us here, you are helping it. Mike Sullivan, a Facebook group devoted entirely to parents who have lost their children to these things, to energy drinks. They're killing kids. It's killing kids. I didn't know that. I know there are lots of other addictions that start there, though. That's absolutely true. There's no question about it. That addictive behavior gets triggered and it moves on to other things. I have experienced it. I have seen it. So I have to agree with you. Absolutely. All right. Well, we talked about Bob Ross. We talked about energy drinks a little bit. We talked about taking those small steps in creativity. So as always, we like to leave here with a little bit. All right, Bentley, come on back, dude. 7:30 a.m. Eastern time here on Kindness Rising, YouTube and LinkedIn. Absolutely. Yep. But we do want to get back to our 4 tiny creative steps that you can take today. Think about something that you can do today. Change one tiny thing about your environment. I'm constantly tweaking. That's like definitely something that's like, okay, keeps me on my toes, including putting the hat on this morning, right? Instead of the bandana or nothing or whatever. Making those changes, little changes here and there, they do make a difference if you do it purposefully throughout your day. Capture one idea, write it down, messy and unedited. Our brains are going constantly. I know mine is. It's just idea, 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 idea. I use my notes on my phone. I use scratch papers. Because if I don't write it down, forget it. Forget it. If it's not on the list, it doesn't exist. That is what we say in our house. It's got to be on paper. It's got to be on a note somewhere, or else it goes bye-bye. So there's just so many things. But capture one idea, write it down, even if it's messy. It doesn't have to be honed to perfection. Try one micro experience. Micro experiment. It doesn't have to be something huge or crazy. Make one little tweak in your habits. Notice your habits and make a little tweak in it that might improve your day. Absolutely. Turn one mistake into an opportunity. Ask, what could this become? All right. Absolutely. Lean into that so that small sparks become big energy and real momentum. Absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking about big energy and momentum, I am sure that many of us here are going to get over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends this morning at 8 a.m. And today they will be talking about Jelly Roll again. Jelly Roll is back in the news, sharing even more honestly and publicly about his weight loss journey and about how he did it, not through one big miracle or one intervention, but rather through daily habits, walking, eating better, shifting his relationship with food. Absolutely. He said he went from feeling like a 550-pound zombie to someone who can run 5Ks and show up fully for his family and his life. A really interesting story. And I'm sure Keith and John will have a curious and interesting conversation about it with a little twist and sharing and welcoming you into that community, just like we welcome you here at Kindness Rising. Absolutely. It's been a great week putting together things for tomorrow. It's a Fandom Friday. I'm not quite ready to tease my topic because I actually have two in mind and I haven't decided which direction I am going to go. But please come back tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, on Kindness Rising as part of the Mornings in the Lab network. I really hope people are enjoying the show, getting value from it. Get involved in the chat. Leave me your comments. Be kind. Be honest. That is what we do on Kindness Rising. So here it is. Here's your thread for today. Creativity isn't a moment, it's a motion. Tiny creative steps wake up parts of you that big leaps can't reach. Momentum builds through low stakes curiosity, through little experiments, and through the happy accidents that become something unexpectedly beautiful. So give yourself permission to explore, to play, to invent, and even in the smallest ways, because small sparks become the big ideas. I hope you had a nice morning here on Kindness Rising. I know I did. I'm going to be back here tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. And until then, I hope you will stay uncommon and stay kind. What if your mornings could be inspiring and ridiculously fun?
Kindness Rising isn't just a show, it's a full wake-up vibe.
It's freaking fun, people.
Yeah, man, it's got real get-after-it energy.
I love it.
Wake up with Kindness Rising.
I help purpose-driven people grow their impact. 5-ingredient recipe to help you build your personal brand. Get out there and take kind action.
If it's live, they'll feel it.
On Kindness Rising, we bring you proven strategies and fresh ideas you can actually use. If you're not failing, you're not trying.
Exactly. Fail fast, rebound faster.
You'll see the bloopers and the genuine connections that make kindness contagious. We sometimes get into a little bit of trouble.
Pretty much my life made the list.
You can trust what you see right here is honest, respectful, and uplifting. Social impact organizations, and we always talk about them. Try kindness. It's way cheaper than therapy. You just made my day.